winter storm is building, on track to become what forecasters call a bomb cyclone, a rapidly intensifying storm that will target the Great Lakes region.
We are going to be seeing a major winter storm as we get later into the week. Snow across the northern United States, potential for blizzard conditions.
All right, the snow, it looks like it's gonna start falling here in just the next couple hours, and it's not gonna stop for almost a day and a half to 2 days. Furnace is running, 100%, full of wood, burning clean, nice and warm. And this whole place is gonna look a whole lot different by tomorrow morning. Alright, let's see what the damage is. Well, it snowed, but certainly no snowstorm. It's been a couple days here since the big storm rolled through, and as you can see, maybe there was 2 inches of snow, maybe 3. And most of that came after the storm. Actually, they said the storm was going to be here, so. Got a fresh pile of wood, got lots in reserve. Still have a trailer full there that I just brought back. It needs to be split. Still have a lot down the hill. Plenty of wood to get me through any emergency. So Winter Storm Elliot, I think it was. I don't know what happened to the A, B, and C, and D, but they're on to E already, and it's December. So I don't know what happened with the storms, but it was kind of a big letdown. You know, we were seeing running up to the storm. Here in Michigan, the weather's crazy anyway, but man, just nobody knows what's going on. No, the weather people, the news people, they hype things up. And I know a lot of people got a lot of snow in other areas. I know the storm hit, you know, Canada and the UP up here in Michigan, and I know along the lakes and stuff like that, they got a bunch of snow, and it was real cold and stuff. But really, you know, they were saying 10 to 15 inches of snow. They were saying 55, 60 mile an hour winds. They were talking about power outages. They're talking about, you know, the apocalypse is coming, and bury yourself in the ground. Just like many times in the year, it ended up to be kind of nothing here. Where we're at here, you know, we barely got any snow. It was windy for sure. It definitely was windy, and it definitely was cold. It got down to negative 15 with the wind chill, even colder than that. And it was in the single digits with, you know, the regular temperature. So it was cold for sure. And you got to be prepared for this stuff no matter what. And you know what? Sometimes it goes the other way. I have a story of a greenhouse that we built. I will link that video. That we built at the farm. And if you haven't been following along, you may not know what I'm talking about, but I did a little series on building this. It was a hoop house, really, not a greenhouse. And the weather people said that there was going to be, you know, an inch of snow or less, or even none, I think. And there was like, you know, a foot of snow the next day, and it collapsed the whole greenhouse. So you never know what's going to happen. And that's the whole point of being prepared, or preparedness. You know, a lot of people use the word prepping and other stuff. We're not really long-term preppers. I'm not looking to go underground if the world's coming to an end. But I am going to be prepared for the stuff that does happen often. And this is just a good time whenever these things come through for all of us to take a good inventory of how prepared we are for emergencies. Are you, as a father and a husband out there, or a wife or a mother, are you prepared to care for yourself and your family, your kids, your home, your livestock, whatever it is that you have? Do you have animal feed, you know, enough to carry you through a couple weeks on hand? Or are you going to the store every week or whatever? What if there's a shortage of something? What if, you know, do you have water supply? Do you have power? These days, you know, we need electricity to survive. When it's negative 15 degrees, I need to run a furnace. Even with my wood burner, now we could all huddle around the wood burner burner, we'd be just fine, for sure. We have a couple fireplaces. We certainly could survive with some fireplaces, but it's going to cause some pretty big damage to our house if we don't have some way to heat everything, keep pipes from freezing, all that stuff. So we need electricity. We need water. Yeah, we do have some water on hand, but we need to be able to operate our well. So we have generators. We have backups for backups. We have the wood boiler out here, so we have wood stoves in the house, so we can stay warm. That's one of our big things. We have a little bit of propane in the tank. If all of that fails and I can't get, if we get 10 feet of snow and I can't get out here to load this thing or something crazy happens, we can run the furnace on propane. We can run the generators, all this stuff. So being prepared is not, a lot of times we look at some of these YouTube channels and there's a lot of guys out there just doing all this crazy preparedness stuff. They've got, 30 years of emergency food tucked away in their secret bunker and stuff. That's not really where we're at here. We have chosen to focus more on sustainable living, where we could provide much of our own needs on a continual basis throughout the year without having large stockpiles of food and things. But there are definitely things that you need in case of emergencies. No matter where you live, in a subdivision, in an apartment, in a house, a condo, whatever it is, you need to have some level of preparedness. You need to be prepared for whatever will happen. Just having fuel in your car and making sure that your equipment is maintained, that if you need to go somewhere and get something, that you have what you need to get through. It's a good reminder when you walk out here. I walked out the other day and the wind was blowing pretty good. It did get windy. It was probably 30-mile-an-hour winds or something like that. It's 15 below zero. It's pretty cold. That's not the time to be trying to figure out where the generator's at, and if you've got fuel in the generator, and if you've got wood. At that point it's too late. You need to be prepared before. And the bottom line is, no one knows what is going to happen tomorrow. We as a society like to have lots of plans. There's a proverb that says, "The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps." We as human beings, as society, we like to make lots of plans. We like to think we know what's going on. But the bottom line is we really don't. God knows, but we don't. And we do our best to plan for things. And you just need to be kind of prepared for whatever. This world we live in a broken, fallen world, and there are hurricanes, there are tornadoes, there are power outages, there are COVID-19 virus pandemics, there are power shortages and all kinds of other problems. There's fuel shortages, there's food shortages, there's economic things there's all kinds of stuff that can happen, and those things do happen in this world. We've seen that in our lifetime. I'm in my 40s. We've been through a huge recession, an economic collapse. We've been through a pandemic. We've been through wars. We've been through all these different things, and the bottom line is we need to be prepared. Ultimately, we trust in the Lord eternally, but here in this world, it is a broken and fallen place, and we need to just be ready. So the big storm, the news said the storm of a lifetime. They said perfect storm. I heard it all on the news. And it sure was a giant flop is what it was here anyway. So hopefully this is just a good reminder, no matter where you live, the United States or around the world, to be prepared. Be prepared for whatever may happen. One of the reasons that we like to be prepared here is because I would rather be out taking care of or helping someone else than scrambling to take care of myself. So if there's a neighbor in need, if there's somebody that needs to be pulled out of a ditch down the street, if I have, if I can go and take care of somebody, an elderly person or whatever that is truly in need, that couldn't get ready. I want to be ready. I want to get, just like in the airplane, I want to get my mask down first. I want to make sure I've got oxygen, and then I can take care of everybody around me. And that's kind of the plan. So hopefully this was a good reminder for all of us to just be prepared for kind of whatever will happen, and be prepared to take care of your family and your livestock, your animals, all that kind of stuff. So just a quick update on the storm. I said I was going to do a follow-up video to the preparation, the winter prep video, and here it is. Don't forget to hit thumbs up for me on today's video, and as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.